Hey, what's up? It is Friday, and I'm back, and I'm just gonna throw on here and my book notes on my current book that you've been following with me, Triumph of Experience, and I'm on chapter 6. And I know it's Friday. We don't want to get really deep on these situations or these topics, but today's topic on this chapter is something that everybody talks about. Everybody has their own input. Everybody has their own advice. Everybody has some type of advice on this topic, and I'm lingering a little bit because I know I was in a ruffle couple of feathers, and I'm not here to judge anybody on their interest or on their point of views. It's just I'm sharing with you guys the nips and tips and nuggets that I got from this chapter, and it is the topic that the chapter describes is marriage and relationships, right? But mostly marriage. And I know a lot of you guys are probably just skip to the next video because it's a very tricky subject. It's something that I think for those that are in relationships or had relationships or looking for relationships, it's something that everybody wants, everybody seeks, and not everybody knows exactly what it entails or how to have a long-lasting marriage. And again, I'm not an expert. If you need an expert, you're looking at the wrong channel. I'm not an expert. I'm just going on what I took away from this chapter, and I'm learning as I go, trying to figure out or trying to be the best version of myself as I can. But some of the nuggets that I took away from this chapter was that sometimes the hardest thing is not loving somebody, but allowing yourself to be loved. And he says a lot of the early childhood that we might have had, maybe the way our parents did nurture and love us, might have some type of things to do with it, but sometimes it also doesn't. But he also states sometimes people can love very easily, but cannot allow themselves to be loved. We're very society where everybody's independent, men and women. I don't need anybody, and that kind of hinders the relationship because it has to be some type of value being added on both sides, right? It can't just be one person giving, and the other person not able to receive. And on both sides, there need to be receivers, right? In a lot of aspects of the relationship. But that was one takeaway. The second takeaway is that intimacy, the importance of intimacy, and how intimacy is something that it gets a little bit misconstrued in the media. But there could be people married and not have intimacy, and there could be people that are not married and have a lot of intimacy. So intimacy not necessarily means just because you're married you're gonna have intimacy. Intimacy is a very, very deep subject, something that I won't get into this video, but it was stating that most of the marriages that did last were ones that actually had intimacy, and they worked on it as the years went on. And also a big factor of a marriage is sex. Yeah, we don't want to talk about it, nobody wants to really discuss it, but sex has a lot to do with how long the marriages were prevailed in the years, and how it got through ups and downs, because nobody's relationship is perfect, and if they are, they're delusional. But there goes that the topic of sex, right? Very important in a marriage, and a lot of people say it's not, but it also had a lot of correlation with intimacy, and it also didn't. So if you had intimacy, you might not need to have sex, but sex might lead to intimacy, or both ways. It says that it's not related, but he couldn't really determine, but it, in a long-lasting marriage, sex was very important, and it was part of it. Another topic I took away was that a marriage can have its ups and downs, and it's like wine, right? Like it gets better with years and with age. Some marriages got better with age, and some marriages took the opposite. They took the downturn hill and they got worse. But some marriages, with years and with the maturation of maturity of both parties, of the man and the woman, or vice versa if it's same-sex marriage, but they got better as the years went on. So for all of you out there that are just recently in a relationship, one just got married and are having some difficulties, and it's early on in your marriage, doesn't determine that your marriage is over or you guys are gonna get a divorce. It can get better. And another thing that I learned on this chapter was that we're always growing and we can always grow. It's like just because you get a certain age you stop growing that's BS, right? You can grow at any age and you never stop growing. And he states that as well. So same thing with a marriage, it never stops growing, and it can grow to be whatever it is that both parties want it to be. So let me know what you guys think about this topic. It went a little bit long, this video, but again, don't consult me on this. I'm not an expert. Let me know your thoughts on marriage and relationships, and let me know what you guys think. Take care.